My wife is starting a business. She cooks food that she delivers to people, and she's starting a business like trying to take it sort of nationwide. And she has three partners, and I'm one of those partners. And the room that we were gonna rent or the warehouse or whatever you want to call it to make the food. The janitor at that place called Marie, my wife, like a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, "Can I get?" I'm gonna say his real name. One of the partners' name is Armik, and he was like, "Can I get Armik's phone number?" And Marie was like, "Okay." So she gave him the phone number because she thought it was something to do with business. And then Armik calls us back, and he goes, "What the fuck was that a joke?" And we're like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because the janitor called me to say that since he saw me, he can't stop thinking about me. And he wants to meet me to have sex." And then we're just laughing. And the janitor's like an old man. Like he's like in his 70s.
Oh.
And it wasn't, because at first Ahmed had texted him. And we're like, "Don't text him. It's he doesn't have a fucking cell phone. You have to call him." So he called him. So then when he did that, I was like, "Oh fuck." Armik didn't have my phone number, so I texted him like that night at like 3 a.m, and I was like, "Hey, just got a new cell phone. Wanted you to have the number." And then he goes, "Who is this?" And then I said it was the janitor. So I pretended to be the janitor, and then he never got back to me. And then I like just text him, like I'd be like, "Hey, thinking of you," and then he'd answer always like I'd be like, "Are you gonna come to the store today?" And he'd be like, "No," and then I'd have like a sad face on his no.
You're gonna get the janitor beat up.
Yeah, but then he never. He stopped answering me for a while. So I asked my friend Jean Thomas to be another character in the thing. Because we were trying to get gas into the building. And we had an estimate. And it was going to cost like $18,000 to get everything into the building. So I texted him. I was like, "Hey, I have a friend that works for the Gaz Metro. He said he could hook us up. He could hook you guys up. Do you mind if I give him your number?" And he said no. So then Jean Thomas texted him, and he was like, "Hey, I can go do work." And at first we were gonna do like Jean Thomas' character was gonna be gay too, but what we did instead was. We pretended like Jean Thomas was a victim of the janitor's sort of sexual harassment.
What the fuck?
So Jean Thomas just wrote him, and he was like, "Hey, I work for the gas company, but there's this weird old homosexual that he told me to do this job for you, and it's weird because I don't know him, and he gave me a $500 gift card for the movies." And then as soon as he wrote that to Armik, I wrote Armik, and I was like, "Do you like to go to the movies?" and he was like, "No." And I was like, then I wrote like "boo hoo hoo" and a sad face. And then whenever Jean Thomas tell him like, "It's fucking weird. He keeps asking me to go fucking paddleboarding with him." And then I'd write, "Do you like to paddleboard?" So it was just fucking bizarre. And then, this went on for like 6 days. And at first,
what the poor janitor, bro? He's gonna get killed.
That's amazing. And plus, he had to go to, because finally we didn't rent that room, so he had to go to get the equipment. And the janitor was gonna be there. So I texted him before he went. I was like, "Can't wait to see you." And then, but I told him, I was like,
"Amazing,
but please don't make it weird." Because my boss doesn't know we talk to each other, so I don't want to lose my job. So I knew that he wouldn't say anything, but then I got his address. So because at first I was like, I'll text him and just say stupid shit, and I'll eventually, like, after 3 or 4 messages, send a fake dick pic and tell him, "Ha ha ha, it's a joke." But since it went on for like 6 days. I was like, this is weird. Like, he's going to be angry when he finds out it's not true. So what I did, like, one of the last things I did, I ordered a sexy swimsuit for men on Amazon to go paddleboarding with. So, but like the day that he was going to get it, I was like, oh, he's going to freak out when he gets this sexy underwear in the mail. So I just texted him. I was like, hey, just want to tell you I sent you a little present in the mail. I wanted to warn you before you got it so you wouldn't freak out and think I was a weirdo. I had my friend who works for the RCMP. He gave me your address. So
that's not weird.
Yeah, and then he texted me. He was like, what? That's illegal. I was like, it's not illegal. He's a police officer. It's okay. And then he was like, that's against the law. And I was like, it's not. He's a cop. And then he wrote again, that's illegal. And then I was like, oh, fuck. He's probably going to call the police. And he has my number, so I'll have the fucking cops come to my house. So then finally I just called him. And it was so funny because when I called him, like it took forever for him to pick up. And then he answered. He was like, yes. And then I was just laughing. And then he was like, what? And I was like, it's Mike. It's a joke. And then he laughed. He thought it was really funny. And then he got the sexy underwear or whatever, like a couple of hours later. And he told me, he was like,
I was going to kill that janitor.
Yeah, well, he told me, he was like, when you told me you had my address, he said, I thought it was either a joke or I was going to get murdered. Yeah.